Hi there. For today's class, you'll just need a mat, and you may like 2 yoga blocks. We'll be using those in a couple of poses today. We'll start in a seat, sitting cross-legged or with legs out straight, whatever position is more comfortable for you, something you can sit in comfortably for a few minutes. Let your hands rest in your lap or maybe on your knees. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you today, or soften your gaze. Feel the floor underneath you. Allow your shoulders to settle down away from your ears so your neck is comfortable. And draw your awareness to your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the rise and fall of the chest, the belly. As you breathe in, imagine breathing all the way down to the tips of your toes. And when you exhale, emptying out completely before starting again. Notice any sounds around you. It's not necessary to stop and concentrate on them, but just being aware of them. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin, against the edges of your nostrils. If you'd like, you might set an intention for this practice. It could be anything that you'd like for it to be. Possibly an intention to be aware of your practice today, to keep your awareness here in your body, in the room that you're in. And if your mind, your awareness wanders off during your practice, that's okay. Simply notice that that's happening. Notice where your mind goes when it travels, and gently draw it back into this space. On your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms up overhead until the palms meet at the top. And exhale, draw the hands down to the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep up, palms face up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last time. Inhale, lift. Reach through the fingers. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause and go the opposite way. Inhale, fingertips straight up. Exhale, turn the palms out, push the walls away from you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push away. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push away. Let the right hand come down to your mat. Sweep the left arm up and over the ear. Gentle side bend to the right. Both sits bones grounded down into your mat. Just a nice stretch through the left side of the body. And we'll inhale, cartwheel the arms, left hand down, right arm up and over. Breathing into the spaces between the ribs. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand to the right thigh. Right fingertips to the floor behind you. Looking over the right shoulder, if that feels good. Or you might like to look over the left shoulder, turning the neck in the opposite direction. Bring the neck back to neutral. Then inhale, the arms up through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand to the left thigh, left fingertips to the floor. Your gaze maybe over the left shoulder, maybe over the right shoulder, maybe somewhere in between. Just depends on what your neck feels like today. Let's unwind, come back to center. Let's roll over onto hands and knees, coming into tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, spreading the fingers wide. Toes can be tucked under if you prefer that, or the tops of the feet could be on the floor. Take a moment here to circle the head from side to side. If it feels good for you, you could go in a full circle. And if you do that, just be sure to go in both directions. Let's start to move through cat and cow. Lift the tailbone towards the ceiling, drop the belly towards the floor, draw the shoulder blades together, take the gaze up, and tuck the chin to the chest, push into the hands, draw the tailbone down towards the backs of the knees. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, shoulder blades together, gaze goes up. Exhale, chin to chest, arch the spine, rounding like an angry cat. Inhale, into cow. Exhale, round, into cat. A few more rounds here at your own pace. There's no right speed for cat and cow. Moving with your own breath is the right speed. Take one more round here. And come back to a neutral spine and sit the hips back to the heels to come into child's pose. Lots of different options here for you for child's pose today. You could have the arms out in front of you. Arms could be alongside the legs with the hands back by the feet. Knees could be wide apart, or they could be closer together. Your forehead needs to be touching something. So if it doesn't come all the way down to the floor comfortably, you could use a block here underneath the forehead. You might also use a block underneath your bum if the hips don't quite come all the way back to the heels. So lots of different options here for child's pose. Find one that works for you. And take about 5 breaths there in child's pose. One more breath here. Make your way back up to tabletop. Spread your fingers wide apart. Pop your elbows out to the sides and scoop them around so the soft parts of your elbows are facing forward. Tuck your toes under. Push into your hands to lift the knees off the floor. Draw the belly and the thighs together. And then start to work the sits bones up towards the ceiling. Pedal out the feet as you go, making your way into downward facing dog. Press into your thumb and your first finger. And once the backs of the legs feel stretched out, find a few breaths here in a nice, still, downward-facing dog. Crown of the head drapes towards the floor. Let your cheeks melt into your eyes. Maybe your heels touch the floor, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. One more breath here. When you're ready, we'll step the right foot forward between the hands. You can simply step it forward, or you could sweep the right leg up into a three-legged dog. Then draw the knee into the chest, coming into a three-pointed plank. Then land the foot down between the hands. Come on down to the left knee and grab your blocks. Bringing the blocks under the hands here. Start to push up into a low lunge. Now shift the weight back, straightening the front leg. You could lift the toes off the floor. Rock forward into a low lunge. And rock back into that half split. So we're just stretching through the legs here. Stretching into the hip flexor and the front thigh on the left leg. And then stretching through the back of the right leg as we sit back. Take that a couple more times at your own pace here. Moving with your breath. And then the next time you come forward into your low lunge, pause. Find your feet. And then sweep the arms up. Settle the shoulders down so they're away from the ears. Crown of the head lifts towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll twist towards the right leg. Left hand comes down to the mat. Right hand reaches up to the ceiling. You could certainly use the block here under your left hand if you wanted to. You can keep that left knee down on the floor, or you could tuck the left toes under and pop the left knee off the mat. Push through the left heel if you do this. One more breath. Then we'll unwind. Lift that left knee off the mat if you haven't already. And we'll step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Just a breath or two here to transition between sides. You could bend and straighten the knees. If it feels good for you to keep a big healthy bend in the knees the whole time, that's perfectly fine. And then we'll take the second side. So the left foot comes forward. You could step it forward from here, or you could sweep the left leg up for a little momentum, draw the left knee in towards the chest, and then land the foot down on the mat. Come on back to your blocks, drop the right knee, And start to rock forward and back, shifting between your low lunge and half split. Moving with your breath. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. And then the next time you come forward, you can hold. Make your way up into this low lunge with the hands reaching for the ceiling. Press down into the left foot, press down into the right knee, and any parts of the right foot that are touching the floor. Breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, twisting towards the left leg. Right hand comes down to the floor. Left hand goes up to the ceiling. Right knee could stay down on the mat, or you could tuck the right toes. Push through that right heel. And we'll unwind. From here, we're going to step the right foot forward to meet the left foot. Coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Take an inhale here, bring the hands to the shins, flatten the back, send the crown of the head forward, and then exhale, forward fold, belly to thighs. Bend the knees as much as you need to make that happen. Release the back of the neck, let the crown of the head drape towards the floor. You could shake the head yes. You could shake the head no. If it's not comfortable for you to bring hands down to the mat, you could bring hands to a block. Or you could take opposite hand to opposite elbow. One more breath here. Release anything that you're holding on to. Take a little bend in the knees and start to roll up to stand very slowly, stacking each vertebrae on top of the one that comes before it, like a child building a tower of blocks. Shoulders roll back and down. Crown of the head comes up last. Coming to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet about hip distance apart, toes facing forward. Pick all 10 toes up off the floor and then put them back down, trying to maintain a little bit of space between the toes. Anchor down into the base of the big toe, base of the baby toe, and the heel. Let your sits bones drop down towards the backs of the knees. Shoulder blades draw together. Turn the palms to face forward. Lift up through the crown of the head. Chin tucks slightly towards the chest. And pause here. Breathe all the way down to the tips of your toes. When you exhale, emptying out completely. Be here now. Take this time. Give yourself permission to be here. You have other things to do today, but they'll all wait. Be here. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, turn the palms out, push the walls away. Inhale, sweep up, lift. Exhale, push the walls away. One more time. Inhale, lift, reach, look up. Exhale, push the walls away. Pause here. Hands to the heart, maybe in prayer position. Maybe one hand resting over the heart, second hand on top of the first hand. Breathe your heart into your hands. Soften something. Your belly, your jaw. Release any gripping in the toes, any tension in the shoulders. Let the hands fall away. Let the eyes flutter open if they're still closed. From here, with the right foot, we'll step out and back into Warrior Two. Outer edge of the right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Left knee bends forward like you're using it to push a button. Arms come out to shoulder height, out like the letter T. Shoulders stacked over hips. Take the gaze, your drishti, forward over your front middle finger, your left middle finger. Grounding down evenly and equally between both feet. Warrior Two is all about balance. One arm, one leg behind you. One arm, one leg in front of you. And you, right here in the middle. In the moment. This moment. So be here. Be here now in Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. From here, let's come into Dancing Warrior. On your inhale, flip the front palm, lean back, reverse warrior. Exhale, circle forward, forearm to the thigh. Right arm comes up and over the ear. Roll the right shoulder blade back. Take a full breath here, Parshvottanasana. Then we'll inhale, push the floor away with the left leg, lean back, sky archer. Exhale, tee off your arms, shorten your stance. Inhale here. Exhale, reach forward with the left hand until you can't go any further. Windmill the arms, left hand comes down, right arm goes up to the ceiling. Trikonasana, triangle. Tuck your right shoulder blade under your spine, open through the heart. One more breath here. Bring the right hand to the sacrum. Bend the left knee. Look down, find your block. Bring it to the upper left corner of your mat. Rest your left hand on the block. Hop your right foot in, just an inch or two. And then when you're ready, bring your weight into the left foot. Lift the right foot, coming into half moon. Right hand can come back up to the ceiling. Flex the right foot. Reach. Be here. If you're anywhere else, you'll fall. One more breath. Land that right foot. Turn the upper body, bring the hands to the mat, draw the right foot forward. Take an inhale here, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold, belly to thighs, drape forward. You could rock forward and back here. And let this be restful. So take what you need. One more breath here. Before you start to roll back up to stand, take your block, bring it over to the upper right corner of your mat. Then take a little bend in the knees, start to roll up to stand. Take your time. Roll the shoulders back and down when you get to the top, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Pause. Breathe. Feel the floor under your feet. Allow your spine to lengthen. On your inhale, sweep the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, turn the palms out, push the walls away. Inhale, lift, reach, look up. Exhale, push the walls away. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, push it all away. Step out and back with the left foot. Coming into Warrior Two on the second side. Reach long through the arms, bend into the right knee. Collarbones, hip bones facing the long side of your mat. Breathe here. Find your balance. Settle in. Inhale, flip the front palm, lean back, reverse warrior. Exhale, circle forward, forearm to the thigh. Left arm up and over, side angle pose. A full breath here. Breathe, open through the heart. Inhale, push the floor away, lean back, sky archer. Exhale, tee off the arms, shorten your stance. Inhale here. Exhale, reach forward, windmill the arms, right arm down, left arm up. Trikonasana. Let your heart shine. Bring the left hand to the low back. Look down, find your block. Hop the left foot in an inch or two. Bring your weight to the block, trust the block. Then shift your weight forward, left foot comes off the floor. Left hand could go up to the ceiling, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Breathe. Trust your body. Land that back foot. Turn the upper body. Step your left foot forward to meet your right foot. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or fingertips to the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the belly against the thighs. When you're ready, a little bend in the knees, start to roll up to stand. When you get to the top, sweep the arms up, extended Tadasana. Exhale, turn the palms out, push the walls away. Again, inhale, lift, reach, extend. Exhale, push the walls away. Once more, inhale, reach, lift. Exhale, push it all away. Let the hands come to the heart and pause. Thumbs resting against the breastbone. Feel your heartbeat. Feet come to hip distance, or maybe feet touching. Sit the hips low. Sweep up into chair pose, Utkatasana. Tuck the tailbone under, back is long. Push the floor away, reach to stand. Again, sit the hips low, sweep the arms up. Full breath here. Navel draws back towards spine. Push into the heels to lift, reach. Exhale down. One more time, sit the hips low, sweep the arms up, hold. Breathe. Find your gaze, your drishti. Inhale, push through the heels, lift, reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause. Rest. Let the hands fall away. Eyes can flutter open if they were closed. We're going to make our way back into downward facing dog. We'll take a half sun salutation to get there. On your inhale, we'll sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step one foot back, then the other. Coming into downward facing dog. Pause here for a few breaths. You could bend the knees, straighten the knees, pedal out the feet. Allow your breath to wash over you like a waterfall. Breathing up the back body, cresting at the hips, letting the breath crash down the backs of the legs. Breathing in, breathing out. From here, we'll bring the right foot forward, but we'll bring it wide of the hands. We're coming into lizard. So you could step the right foot forward, You might have to walk the right hand in, stepping it to the outside of the right leg. Or for a little bit more space and momentum, you might sweep the right leg up and then draw it forward, letting it land to the outside of the right foot. Coming down onto the left knee, you could drop the top of the left foot on the floor as well. Bringing the weight forward until you feel a stretch in the front of the left thigh. You could stay lifted like this. You could come down onto the forearms. That isn't easily accessible for everyone, so if that doesn't work for you, you might bring your blocks, resting on any level, right? They could be up higher. And then from here, seeing if you can make your way down onto the forearms, using the blocks to help bring the floor up to you. A few breaths here. If you like, that left knee could come off the mat, pushing through the left heel, but it's not necessary. Breathing here. One more breath on this side. Starting to make your way back up. Moving the blocks away for now. Pop that left knee off the mat. And we'll step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Pause here for a few breaths. Notice any differences between the right side and the left side. And then we'll take lizard on the second side. So you could simply step the left foot forward, or you could sweep the left leg up, draw the knee in, and then land that left foot out to the left of the hands. Right knee comes down. You could bring the blocks back if you liked that. Maybe you can come down onto the forearms without the blocks. It's up to you. A few breaths here, enjoying that stretch in the front of the right thigh. Really getting into this hip flexor area right here where a lot of us are very tight. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath here. And start to push back up. Move the blocks away, but keep them nearby because we'll use them one more time. Tuck the right toes under. We'll step the left foot back into downward facing dog. Again, a couple breaths here. Just to integrate. Drape the crown of the head towards the floor. Release the spine. And let's come down to the knees. Cross the ankles behind you. Use the hands to help you walk the bum back down to the mat. Extend the legs out long in front of you. Coming into staff pose, Dandasana. Push through the heels, thighs touching, hands come down to the mat, just resting on either side of the thighs. Draw the tailbone down, draw the crown of the head up, long spine here. Draw the navel back towards your spine. That's going to help to support the low back in this position. This very straight back is sometimes not really comfortable for everyone. So drawing the belly in means that the abdominal muscles are doing more of the work than the low back is. Then we'll inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. So keep that flat back for as long as you can. And then when you can't keep it any longer, then you can fold. Hands land wherever they land. Shoulder blades can come away from the spine. You can drop the crown of the head, tucking the chin towards the chest. A couple of breaths here. One more breath. We'll start to roll back up to a seat. Use your hands to help you push yourself forward. Grab your block along the way, just one. Roll down onto the back. Feet come to the floor about hip distance apart and about a hand's length away from your bum. So if you could fit your hand with your wrist kind of up against your bum, your heel should be touching the end of your middle finger. That's about where you want the feet to be. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose here, a nice supported back bend. Start to press into the feet, lift the hips up off the floor, slide your block underneath your sacrum, that triangle-shaped area at the base of your spine. And then let the hips settle down onto the block. Arms could be down at your sides. You could bring hands onto the belly. Maybe you like to bring arms overhead. That's nice too. Whatever feels good for you here. We'll take about 5 breaths here. See if you can keep your mind focused on your breath in this posture. Sometimes in these longer restorative postures, the mind tries to toddle off to the next thing. Just keep guiding it back. One more breath. Press into the feet to lift the hips up off the block. You can slide the block out from underneath you. Gently lower the hips down. Tailbone comes down last. Draw the knees into the chest. Rock a little from side to side. And then pause here. Bring the hands to the kneecaps. Let's inhale. We'll push the knees forward, pushing them away from you. Stretching out the arms. Draw the knees apart. And as you exhale, draw them back towards you, back towards the chest, and together. Let's do that again. Inhale, push the knees away. Draw them around. Exhale, draw them back and together. One more time. Inhale, push the knees away. Open out to the sides. Exhale, draw them back and together. Let's go the opposite way. Inhale, we'll take the knees apart first, then push them away. Inhale, knees come together, and back in. Twice more. Inhale, the knees apart and away. Exhale, together and back in. And one more time. Inhale, knees apart, push them away. Exhale, knees come together, and back in towards the chest. Let the feet come down to the floor. Take the feet out as wide as your mat. And just drop the knees to the right. And bring them back in. Drop the knees to the left. And draw them back up. And with the breath, inhale, drop to the right. Exhale through center. Inhale to the left. Exhale through center. And take that a couple more times at your own pace, just this windshield wiper sort of movement. Stretching out through the hips, the glutes. And the next time the knees are pointing up towards the ceiling, heel toe the feet back in. Draw the knees into the chest one more time, and then take them wider so the knees are coming more in the direction of the armpits. You could stay right here just for a little extra stretch through the inner thighs and the groin. Or you could lift the bottoms of the feet up towards the ceiling, reaching for the ankles, the big toes, or the outer edges of the feet, coming into happy baby. You could rock a little bit from side to side. Or you could just find a few breaths of stillness here in this posture. And then when you're ready, releasing the feet, drawing the knees in towards the chest one more time. This time, draw the forehead towards the knees, curl up into a tight, tiny little ball, and then release. Extend the legs out long. Arms can come down to the sides, or hands could rest on the body. If you'd prefer, you could bend the knees, bringing the feet back to the floor. If you do that, just take the feet out a little bit to the side so that the knees can rest against each other. That helps to protect your low back. And come into Shavasana here. Let all the parts of your body that are touching the floor be heavy. Breathing all the way down to the tips of your toes. And when you breathe out, emptying out completely before filling up again. Let your belly be soft. Release your jaw. Come back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Maybe it was to be present here for this time, for your practice today. And just for these last few moments here, can you keep your awareness in this space? The easiest way to do that is by keeping your awareness on your breath. Watching your inhale and your exhale. Maybe repeating in your mind, I know that I'm breathing in. I know that I'm breathing out. Let watching the breath be your only job right now. Take a soft breath in and out. Begin to find some gentle movements in your fingers and your toes. If it's not already there, bring one foot to the floor and then the other. Raise your right arm over your head, roll onto your right side, and pause there for one more moment. And then use the next few breaths to make your way up to a seat. When you get there, bring your hands together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Take a little rub of the palms together to create some warmth. And then pause with the hands at the heart, thumbs resting against the breastbone. Thank you for practicing with me today and for allowing me to guide you. There's a big bright light inside of me, and it is exactly the same as the big bright light that shines inside of you. Go out into the world and shine. Namaste.